Today we're going to be checking out some of the hottest garbage pail kids of the month. If you guys remember, I did this video about a month and a half ago and showed you what are some of the highest selling vintage garbage pail kids for the month of October. Today we're going to be checking out November and December for some of the highest sales that we could find regarding vintage GPK, most of them being graded. But before we get started in the video, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button, smash the like button for me because it helps the channel out. And without further ado, let's check out some GPK. Starting it off at this month is Melton Melissa, and we had a sale on November 24th for a 1985 Series 1 Melton Melissa 28B in a PSA 10 Gem Mint, selling for $500 on one bid. Then we had on December 1st another sale of Melton Melissa in a PSA 9 Glossy Mint, selling for $129. Then again on November 30th with another PSA 9 Mint Glossy, selling for $103.51. Something about these original Series 1 yellow cards, they are some of my favorites. Coming in at the 9th spot this month is Nervous Rex, and on November 10th we had a 1985 Nervous Rex 24A PSA Gem Mint 10, selling for $510 on 35 bids. Then on November 17th, we had a 1985 Nervous Rex PSA 8 Glossy, selling for $66 on 10 bids. Then we had another one on December 11th, a PSA 8 Glossy, selling for only $63.25. This always seems to be one of the better cards you could buy for Series 1. Coming in at number 8 is none other than Kim Kong, and we had a sale on November 3rd for a 1985 GPK Glossy Kim Kong 34A in a PSA 10 Gem Mint, selling for $515.99 on 28 bids. Next up, we had a sale on November 14th for a PSA 9 Glossy Kim Kong, selling for $150 with free shipping at the buy it now price. Then on November 17th, we had a 1985 Kim Kong Series 1 in a PSA 8 Glossy, selling for only $105.01. Not one of my favorite GPK cards, but still in high grade, commands a nice dollar amount. At number 7 this month is the only Series 2 card on this list. It is none other than 1985's Jolted Joel. And on November 25th, with a Jolted Joel Glossy PSA 10 53A, selling for $599.99. Then, believe it or not, on November 6th, we had a PSA 7 Glossy, selling for only $15.50. Up next, on December 1st, we had a 53A Jolted Joel in the raw form, selling for $19.50. If you have a great eye for raw cards, you can get some amazing deals for Series 1 and Series 2 GPK. At the 6th spot, it is a new card to this list. It is none other than 1985's April Showers 7B. And we had a high sale on November 10th of this year in a PSA 10 Gem Mint, selling for $625 right at the asking price. Then on November 3rd, we had another April Showers 7B in another PSA 10 Gem Mint, selling for only $399.99. And lastly, on November 6th, we had a third PSA 10 April Showers 7B, selling for only $277.33. I cannot tell you why, guys. They're all non-glossy cards. We have a high sale of $625 and a low sale of $277.33, all in the same month. At number 5 this month is, guess what, the counterpart to April Showers. It is Stormy Heather, and we had a high sale on November 2nd of this year for a PSA 10 Stormy Heather 7A, selling for a whopping $650 right at the asking price. Then on November 17th, we had another Glossy 7A Stormy Heather in a PSA 8, selling for only $68.99 on 19 bids. Then on November 8th, we had a lowly PSA 7, yes, I'm joking, for a Series 1 Stormy Heather, selling for only $58.61. Not bad for PSA 8s and PSA 7s. At number 4 this month on the hottest garbage pail kids of the month, last month we had New Wave Dave, this month we have Graffiti Petey, and the high sale was on November 14th for a 1985 Graffiti Petey 30B in a PSA 10 selling for $700 right at the asking price. Then on November 10th, we had another PSA 10 Gem Mint selling for only $620 on 23 bids. And lastly, on November 17th, we had a 1985 Graffiti Petey 30B in a PSA 8 Glossy selling for only $87 on 21 bids. Not bad for a PSA 8 for a Series 1 card and one of my favorites. Let's get into the top three. At the 3 spot this month is none other than Jason Basin 14B. And on November 19th, we had a massive sale of a Series 1 Jason Basin PSA 10 selling for a crazy $1,199.95. That was the high sale for the month. Then on November 8th, we had a PSA 9 Jason Basin selling for only $237.45, roughly $13 off the asking price. And lastly, on November 7th, we had a PSA 9 Mint Jason Basin selling for only $102.50. So in 1 day's difference, we had about a $120 difference in sales price. One at auction, one at buy it now. To me, that is wild. Moving up 1 spot this month is none other than 1A Nasty Nick, usually the most expensive GP card out there. Our high sale for this month was on December 10th for a PSA 9 Mint Nasty Nick Glossy selling for $2,603.02 on 33 bids. Next up on November 17th, we had a PSA 9 Nasty Nick selling for only $1,805 on 38 bids. And lastly, on November 27th, we had another PSA 9 Nasty Nick Matte selling for only $1,800 right at the asking price of the buy it now. And finally, at the top spot this month, moving all the way from the 7th spot all the way to number 1 this month, it is none other than 1985's Atom Bomb 8A. And we had a high sale, a monster sale on November 28th of this year with a PSA 10 Gem Mint Atom Bomb selling for a crazy $8,250. Next up on the very same day, we had a PSA 9 Atom Bomb 8A Checklist selling for $1,999.99. And lastly, on December 10th, we had another PSA 9 Checklist Atom Bomb 8A, but in the glossy form, selling for less than that for $1,712 on 58 bids. It seems right now you're getting the best deal on auctions rather than buy it nows. That's it for another Hot 10 GPK of the month. I really hope you guys are enjoying this set of videos, especially if you're into vintage GPK or vintage anything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.